Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On a very frigid and cold night here in Ellsworth, Wisconsin, we have Middle Border Conference boys basketball tonight here for you on We Are Ellsworth. My name is Jeff Farndorf, and we're glad you're going to be with us here this evening as the Ellsworth Panther boys basketball team is going to be taking on the Altoona Railroaders tonight in Middle Border Conference action. We said very frigid evening tonight. Most schools around the area are closed for tomorrow, but games are still on this evening, and we're looking forward to bringing you some basketball here. So as we get ready to go here with Ellsworth against Altoona, Ellsworth comes into the game at 6-5 with a 2-2 conference record. They suffered a tough loss Tuesday night to Amory, 62-60. Omar Colson had 18 points, Gavin Kloss 14, and Parker Peterson 10. Despite the fact that Ellsworth has lost 5 games this year so far, 4 of their 5 losses have been by 1 possession, so 3 or 2 points. So outside of 1 loss, they have been right in every game and could easily be 10-1 instead of 6-5. So coming into the game here, Ellsworth is led by senior George Roll, who's averaging 13.8 points per game. George is certainly looking for a bounce back in this game tonight after being in foul trouble for most of the game against Amory. Jack Stoltenberg has 11.2 points per game, and Gavin Kloss 10.7 points per game, leading a very balanced effort scoring-wise for the Panthers. George Roll is the leading rebounder, as he is the tallest player on the team at 6'6", and is averaging 7.7 rebounds per game. And Omar Colson, 5.8 assists per game to lead Ellsworth. So their opponents tonight are the Altoona Railroaders. The Altoona Railroaders come into the game here at 7-3 overall and 3-2 in Middle Border Conference play. 2 really close losses to Osceola and to Prescott. Altoona is led by a pair of really dynamic junior guards. Junior Grayson Becker is their leading scorer and one of the top couple scorers in the Middle Border Conference. According to BoundWisconsin.com, he is averaging 26.3 points per game. And junior guard Owen Gunderson is averaging 19.3 points per game. So obviously you see that Altoona is going to get a significant amount of their offense from those 2 players. And junior forward Connor Gower is averaging 10.5 rebounds per game. Altoona is coming off a win against Medford, where they knocked off Medford 82-70 in a road non-conference game. So another tough test here and another tough game for Ellsworth. If you've watched Ellsworth this year, you know that their style has certainly changed a little bit. They dropped the game to Amory Tuesday night, did not shoot well from the three-point line until the last few minutes of the game, and definitely had some guys in foul trouble and a few folks that had some turnovers as well. But they play a frenetic type of pace. They're going to get up, they're going to press, they're going to double team and try to force the issue and see if they can put that to their advantage tonight. Altoona does not have much size. The tallest player listed on Altoona's team, at least to Bound Wisconsin, is 6'3", so George Roll should have an advantage around the basket here tonight for sure. So Panther keys to the game here tonight for Ellsworth. Number 1, simple, turnovers. From the games we've watched, the games you've seen, that has been one of the big bugaboos. When you play an up-tempo pace, you've got to be able to take care of the ball here. And Ellsworth has really hurt themselves with a number of games with a huge number of turnovers. They are, according to BoundWisconsin.com, averaging 19 turnovers a game. And I'm sure anyone would probably say that is way, way too much and has to get cleaned up. Number 2 key is shooting from the three-point line. Ellsworth's going to attempt 33s during the game probably. So they're going to have to shoot a decent percentage. In the game against Amory, they only shot 8 for 30 from the three-point line, and that certainly ended up costing them. They got hot at the end of the game, but until then was really ice cold from the outside. And then number 3, how are they going to decide to defend one of the Middle Border Conference's leading scorers, Grayson Becker? There's always 2 schools of thought. Know that, well, coming into the game, he's going to get his, but he can't beat team by himself. So are you going to try to control some of the other players, or are you going to try to really focus your efforts to him and see if that will be the case? And Ellsworth, when they do defend, they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. They committed a lot of fouls in the first half against Amory. So turnovers, three-point shooting, and how they're going to defend Becker and Gunderson, who average over 45 points a game between the 2 players, is going to be the key here. It's a tough stretch for Ellsworth. And this year, the Middle Border Conference is full of a lot of teams with good records. Altoona is 7-3 overall, 3-2 in conference. Osceola is 11-1 overall. Prescott has a solid winning record. So does St. Croix Central. Lots of teams that are competitive. So a sloppy game with a lot of turnovers or mistakes is not going to get the job done against a good team here like Altoona. Expect a track meet, expect a lot of three-point shots, and expect an up-and-down game tonight. And it should be one, hopefully, that by the end of the night we'll be celebrating an Ellsworth win here. We'll have to see how things go. Hop on to We Are Ellsworth. Make sure you check in the chat here on YouTube. Let us know how things are going. Chilly night here, but hopefully Ellsworth shooting will keep things up, and they can end up pulling themselves out with a win here tonight against the Altoona Rails. You know, we have the scoreboard in the bottom left corner of the screen, so about 1:50 here till starting lineups, and then we will get things going here from Ellsworth High School. It is a busy weekend of basketball. The boys have a home game tonight. The girls have a home game tomorrow night against St. Croix Central, and then the boys have a makeup game Saturday against Prescott. To my knowledge, as of now, all games are still scheduled to be played despite the cold temperatures that are coming in. So we will have basketball on We Are Ellsworth for the next 3 nights, so we hope you're going to join us. We'll be back here in a little over a minute on We Are Ellsworth as we get ready to play some basketball. We'll see you then.
Good evening, and welcome to Ellsworth High School for tonight's event.
Ellsworth High School and the WIA require good sportsmanship and all education-based sporting events.
Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege. Therefore, your cooperation in demonstrating the highest ideals of sportsmanship is expected and greatly appreciated.
The restrooms are located up the western doors and up the hallway to the right.
The concession stand and Panther Den are out in the west lobby area. Please support our athletic program and grab some Panther gear.
In case of cardiac emergency, the ED is located out the west gym building.
No students or children are to roam in the hallways during events, and those middle school age and younger must be accompanied by an adult.
Thank you to tonight's officials and good luck to all athletes and coaches.
We are glad you are here with us at this event. Let's go Panthers!
At this time, we are pleased to be able to stand up in the Ruger caps for the singing of the national anthem, performed by VHS Vocal Jazz.
Don't flop.
And now, tonight's
Tiny
starting
J.
lineups. First, visiting Altoona Railroaders. Junior, number 2, Owen Gunderson. Junior, number 3, Britt Becker. Senior, number 5, Ethan Michaels. Senior, number 10, Sawyer Blink. And junior, number 34, Connor.
All right, so for Altoona, it will be Gunderson and Becker, Michaels, Van Vliet, and Gower.
Senior, number 0, Omar Colson. Senior, number 2, Parker Peterson. Senior, number 3, Gavin Phelps. Senior, number 5, George Roll. And senior, number 14, Jeff Stoltenberg.
And the 5 seniors for Ellsworth, Colson, Peterson, Kloss, Roll, and Stoltenberg. So ready to get some ball going here tonight at Ellsworth High School. Glad you're with us. Share with other folks. Check out the ball game. Let's have some fun here this evening on this freezing cold night here in western Wisconsin. Roll is going to jump at center with Gower. We will see how Ellsworth decides to defend Altoona here tonight. Altoona pretty much conceding the tip here, as you can see everybody on the other side of the court. So you get George to tuck in his jersey there. Now he's ready to go. All right, here we go. Glad you're with us here tonight. And Ellsworth with the tap. And Stoltenberg will bring it up. Altoona in man. Van Vliet on roll. There's the cut to Stoltenberg. Good spin up and could not finish. Becker with the rebound. All right, let's see the matchups here on this end. Stoltenberg is on Becker. Kloss is on Gunderson. So Michaels with Colson, and that is just not a smart play there, it looked like, by Omar Colson. I don't know. I know they were looking going, what happened? But when you're kind of swiping right in front of a referee like that, I don't know, folks. So Colson's going to switch on to Becker. Kloss on Gunderson. He is a lefty. So back cut. Kloss got lost there on the screen. And Gunderson with the bucket. 2-0 Altoona lead. All right. Colson. And he throws it away. Just a sloppy, sloppy pass. Got to be better than that. They will. Got to be better. So a turnover already here for Ellsworth as we get this one underway. Press is on. Gunderson will bring it up with Colson on him. Gets a screen from Gower. Panthers switch most everything. Over to Becker. Gets a screen, and Peterson picks him up. Gets to the lane. Cannot find anyone. Gunderson will spot for three. That is around and out. George Roll's got the rebound, and Peterson bringing it up the court quickly. He's going to swing to Stoltenberg. Back to Colson. Becker's on him. Finds George underneath. He's got Van Vliet leaning on him. Gets the double and threw it away again. Looking for Parker Peterson, but another turnover for Ellsworth. And 2 turnovers early on here in the first minute and a half for Ellsworth. Presses on. Little trouble getting it in, but they find Gunderson. Kloss will pick him up. Trying to make him go right. Stoltenberg comes on the run and jump to double. They find Van Vliet, who finds number 5, Ethan Michaels, for an easy bucket, and 4-0 Altoona. All right, Peterson on the wing, gets a screen. Well, looking for a foul there, did not get it, and now we're going to have a foul going the other way. I think Coach Staley was looking for a foul there, but another turnover. So that's 3 early turnovers here on Ellsworth. 3 early turnovers here on Ellsworth. After that throwaway on the steal, and Coach Staley looking for a foul there on that play, and I kind of agree with him on that one. Here comes Omar. He's going to push the tempo and find Kloss. Gets a little wing screen. Ball swung to Stoltenberg in the corner. Gets there with a nice floater. Cannot finish. And Gower with the rebound. Here comes Gunderson up the court. Gets a ball screen. Mid-range jumper is no good. Roll with the rebound. Almost 2.5 minutes into this one here. 4-0 Altoona. Roll with the crossover. He's going to get to the bucket. No foul, and he missed the layup. I don't know. Thought they might have gotten away with one right there. All right, Becker with Colson on him. Gets into the lane, draws a double. Finds Van Vliet. Gets cut off. Becker, long 3. That's good. Early 7-0 Altoona lead. Peterson on the right wing. Ellsworth's got to get into this game here. Some missed shots that were easy ones to knock down. Peterson looking for some help. Omar's got it on the right wing. Penetrates. Kicks to Big George. Launches the 3. That is around and out. And Gower with the rebound. And here comes Altoona looking for a double-digit lead here early in this game. Gunderson will settle it down on the left wing. Kloss playing him man-to-man. Peterson with Becker. Becker gets to the lane, and they're going to call offense on that one. So offensive foul on Becker. Good job by Omar stepping in there to get some help. Coming in the game here, Spencer Peterson's going to check in the game. All right, 7-0 here. Ellsworth not on the board yet. Had some looks at the basket, but nothing that's dropped so far. Colson will bring it up here. Looking inside for George Roll. Gets to the middle. Wide open look for Stoltenberg. That's good. Good pass. Good offensive set. Ellsworth on the board. 7-3. Peterson's going to pick up Gunderson now. Pushing him into the double team. Turnover Altoona. Stoltenberg's going to spread and fan out to the right side. Gets Spencer Peterson. Swings to Colson. Hesitates. Gets to the lane. Probably had a layup there, but passed it up. Peterson, nice move on the turnaround. Could not go. Altoona's got numbers, but loses that ball out of bounds. A little bit of a frenetic pace here so far, as we expected. And Ellsworth will inbound it again. 7-3. All right, Peterson top of the key. Looking inside, he's got George Roll in there, not getting him the ball. There you go. He's looking for the cutter. Swings to Colson, extra pass to Peterson for 3. That's good. Nice extra pass by Omar Colson. And it is a 1-point game. Nice ball movement and extra pass on that possession. Peterson, to be careful not to gamble. Back cut to Van Vliet. Gets doubled, gets it back to Michaels. Peterson cuts him off, and back to Becker with Peterson on him. Becker to the lane, spins, finds Gunderson, who gets to the baseline, and is going to lose it. And it's going to stay here, though, with Altoona. Subs coming in the game here. Jacob Kelbel, a freshman, coming in the game. And Keegan Stalkey and Jacob Michaels coming in the game here for Ellsworth. We know where Altoona's going to be looking. They're going Becker, they're going Gunderson, right? Got to cut those two off for sure. Michaels is going to step up on the switch on Becker. Ellsworth looking in the gaps here. Becker, the pull-up. That is a sweet-looking shot. He's got 5, and Altoona with a three-point line. Colson kicks to Peterson for 3. That's good. I've been critical of some plays and passes Omar has made. That was an excellent pass. Good job drawing the defense and pulling up to Parker Peterson for the 3. All right, skip here to Telbo. He's going to fire a 3. That is out. Gower with the rebound finds Gunderson. He'll take the 3. That's good. Altoona with 12 points. Becker and Gunderson with 10 of them. All right, 12-9. Stalkey at the high post. Looks for Colson. Penetrates. Stalkey's going to step back and take a 3, and that is not anywhere near the rim. All right, he probably had the elbow jumper if he wanted to take it, but decided to step back. So 3-point lead here for Altoona. Ellsworth's been able to knock down some 3s here. The press is on. Peterson and Gunderson. Gunderson will play the point. Those are some snazzy looking shoes there he's wearing. All right, gets a screen, trapped in the corner. They find Telbo. Becker, not the guy you want to leave open. Not the guy you want to leave open. If you're going to double, you don't want to leave him open. He's got 8 early ones already. Colson and Peterson working the 2-man game. And probably, yeah, about to say, I couldn't believe they weren't going to call a foul there. Foul on the extra shove there. So, Jacob Kelbel with the foul. Lots of subs coming in the game here. Kloss, Stoltenberg, and Roll coming back in. All right, so Ellsworth's going to go a little bit big here. They're going to go with Stoltenberg, Michaels, Kloss, Stalkey, and Roll in the game here. Let's see where they look. Hand off to Stoltenberg. Finds Michaels on the curl. Back to Big George. He's going to step and go. Well, that's another turnover. Would like to see George just pull up and shoot that one. He had an easy look with a big size. Becker, another one. Around and out on that one. Ellsworth caught a break. Out of bounds going to Ellsworth. George got to take advantage of his size in there and shoot over some folks. He's got 3-4 inches on most of the players. All right. Gavin Kloss will bring it up. 15-9 early. He said 2 players, Gunderson and Becker, got 13 of the 15 points. All right, Scott George on the switch. Ball gets inside. Looks at Cutters. Kicks to Stoltenberg for a wide open 3. Cannot put it down though. And Altoona with the rebound. Good pass, good look. Just got to knock him down. Gunderson working with Stoltenberg here. Gets the crossover, but threw it away looking for Gower. Right? Turnover here for Altoona. Ellsworth with the ball back. Ellsworth had some good looks offensively here. Going to have to knock a couple shots down to stay with the perimeter players here for Altoona. 15-9, 10-20 and counting left to go here in the first half. Kloss working with Michaels on him. Stoltenberg will go back to Kloss. Rejects the screen, gets to his right hand, and count it! And a foul. Nice job by Gavin Kloss. That'll be a bucket. Let's see who the foul's on here. All right, that's Ethan Michaels' second foul. So he will come out of the game here for Altoona. A couple subs coming in. Number 4, Grayson Rathburn, another freshman coming in the game for Altoona. Gavin Kloss will get a free throw here to make this a 3-point game. Good job by the senior. It's going to be kind of a game here of Altoona's 2 big guns against Ellsworth's balanced scoring attack here. See what prevails. Free throw is good. Gavin Kloss with 3. Ball back in here. Becker will bring it up with Omar Colson on him. Gets to his right hand, kicks to Van Vliet. Nothing there. Oh, almost traveled. Stolke on the freshman, gets by him. Thought he got away with a travel. Rolled with the rebound. He's pushing. Euro to Omar Colson. And the 3 ball around and out. And Kelbel with the rebound. Excuse me. Yeah, Kelbel. I want to make sure I got his name right there. All right, Kelbel, Rathburn, Becker, Van Vliet. Nice job by Omar Colson on the steal. And count it! And a foul. Becker tried to go up there for the block. And Omar Colson's going to get the bucket and the foul. That is Becker's 2nd foul. That is a big call there. One of the leading scorers in the middle border with 2 fouls. Omar with a chance here to make this a tie game. It is up, around and out. And here comes Gunderson. As Kloss will pick him up. All right, Becker's jumper is good. Becker with another bucket. And Altoona and Coach Henrichs is going to take a timeout here. As Altoona has themselves a 3-point lead, 17-14. We can kind of see already here, all 5 starters, or not 5 starters. Let's see here. A lot of different guys. The only starter for Ellsworth that hasn't scored yet is George Roll. Well, on the other hand, as we expected, Altoona has 17 points. And Gunderson and Becker have 15 of the 17 so far. He's going to take a lot of shots. Can Ellsworth get a 3rd foul on him and get him out of this game here in the first half? Ellsworth's going to come back here with the 5 senior starters, game starters in here for Ellsworth. And ball will come and bounce. Omar will bring the ball up the court. And he's going to go back to Parker Peterson. He'll take it. And Ellsworth's going to call set here. Looking for George Roll at the high post. Breaks loose. Yeah, George's got to do that. He's just got to finish. Got to go up strong. Altoona with numbers. Becker shakes loose. Can't finish. Rebound, though, by Van Vliet. Might have gotten away with a travel. And Becker hits a 3 because of it. And he's got himself another 3 points. Coach Staley not pleased.
Ellsworth ball number 2, Parker Peterson, his first, team 2nd at the line for the Railroaders. Number 3, Grayson Becker, shooting 2.
Yeah, Coach Staley not pleased with that. I can't blame him, though. A lot of stuff getting let go on the other end of the court here, so let's see what happens. Becker's got the first free throw. He has 14, misses that one. And Ellsworth will come back, now down 7. Peterson looks to get to the lane. Whoa. They are letting a lot go here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot go. And there we go. That is going to be a foul here on Van Vliet. Okay, 16 fouls on Altoona. All right, Connor Gower and number 1, Trevarius Connor checking in the game here for Altoona. 21-14 lead. And Ellsworth threw it away, not communicating, and that is turnover number 5 on Ellsworth. Jack Stoltenberg cut, Omar Colson threw it in. All right, 7-point lead here for Altoona as they've gotten this thing back out here to workable distance. And Gunderson will bring it back up the court. 5 turnovers here in the first half on Ellsworth, but 14 points, no points from George Roll yet. Gunderson gets around the lane, trying to work it around, finds Connor, gets to the lane. Becker for another 3 ball. It's good. Right now, Becker has outscored the whole Ellsworth team, which is not great, we know. Opposite side pass to Kloss. Nice shot, nice pass. Kloss knocks a 3-pointer down. Grayson Becker has 17 points here in the first half. Looks to find Gunderson. Gets to the lane. And we're going to get a foul here, it looks like, on George Roll. So Gunderson is going to get an opportunity here for a pair of free throws as the action stops here for a second. The quickness of Altoona has definitely given Ellsworth a little bit of trouble here in the half court for sure. Gunderson with a free throw. He's got 6. Second one for the junior is also good. He has 7. Only 3 guys have scored here for Altoona, but it has certainly been good enough to open up a 9-point lead right now. Ellsworth will inbound the ball. Ball into George. He's going to fake the handoff, finds Stoltenberg on the curl. Tries to work against number 4, Rathburn. Wing to Kloss with Gunderson on him. There's Parker Peterson. Jumper is no good. Stoltenberg does get the rebound. And apparently Stoltenberg was out of bounds. Ellsworth looking for a foul here, but... And so that'll be a turnover here on Ellsworth. So 6 turnovers here for Ellsworth. And a 9-point lead. Ellsworth has got to keep their composure here. They're feeling like it's getting awfully physical and a little chippy out here. And so Ellsworth's got to contain their composure here. Gunderson picks up his dribble, finds Gower, fakes the handoff, gets to the lane. Nothing there. Ellsworth will push back. Peterson to Spencer Peterson. Stoltenberg in the corner, into George Roll. Stoltenberg again is going to go to his left. Nothing there, but another sloppy pass there by Ellsworth and another turnover. And a foul is going to be called here on Stoltenberg. All right, ball in bounds here. Altoona with a 9-point lead. And Gunderson will bring the ball back up the court, working that right wing side. Gets a screen from Connor. Gets to his left hand. Finds Michaels, who gets to the lane. Well, I tell you, they are letting them play on both sides of the court here, unfortunately. Stoltenberg will get a screen from Peterson. And Colson will get it on the left wing with Connor on him. And another just ill-advised pass here by Ellsworth for another turnover. And game's getting kind of ragged and sloppy right now. Turnover there. Roll will get to the basket. Shot is blocked. But Gunderson was out of bounds when he had the ball. Game is getting a little ragged out here right now. A lot of turnovers and some sloppy play on both sides. So Ellsworth try to settle things down here and get themselves a bucket. There's Kloss on the screen and a bucket. Nice pass, nice out-of-bounds play by Coach Staley and the Panthers. Gunderson will bring it back up against the press, 26-19. Again, offensively, Ellsworth struggling to get buckets and points here. Oh, they left the wrong guy open on the switch. Boy, it just cannot be done there by Ellsworth on that play. Leaving a guy that's got 20 points wide open on a switch. Got to communicate. Peterson, Parker Peterson, looks to make a move. Nothing there, so Connor will come up and pick him up by half court. Peterson will spin, shoot, not hit. Stalky can't get the rebound, and here comes Grayson Becker again. Finds Owen Gunderson on the left side. He's going to pull up for a three. That's good. Timeout, Coach Staley. And Altoona has opened up a 13-point lead here on Ellsworth. Right now, just tough going here for Ellsworth, ladies and gentlemen. They have opened up a 13-point lead. Gunderson has 10 points, and Grayson Becker has 5 threes. Grayson Becker has 20 points. Ellsworth is going to have to find a way to be a little bit more patient and knock down a couple of shots. And then they can't make the defensive communication breakdowns and leave guys wide open. If you're going to get beat, you're going to have to get beat by guys that are not number 3 and number 2. Just as simple as that. So Ellsworth's got to get themselves back and kind of into this game here. Altoona has knocked down 7 threes in this first half. Ellsworth, to their credits, also knocked down 4. But too many empty possessions with turnovers. They need a bucket. Altoona still in a man. Colson, nice fake, and threw it away again. Another turnover. Omar really looking to be a good facilitator, but you'd like to see him take care and maybe shoot a couple of those shots. So Gunderson with another bucket. It's opened up to a 15-point lead. Michaels on the left wing. He's going to take a three. That one is no good, and it is out of bounds going to Altoona. 34-19. And the pressure will be on. 34-19. Ball into Van Vliet. And Kelbo will come up the court. Give it to Becker. Michaels will pick up on the wing against Kelbo. Ethan Michaels will guard there. Oh, might have gotten away. Yep, I was going to say, a travel there by the senior. Dragged his pivot foot, so Ellsworth will inbound it here. 15-point lead here for Altoona. It has been the Becker and Gunderson show. As they have, well, Grayson Becker by himself has outscored Ellsworth here in the first half. Kloss will bring it up on the left wing with Stalky at the high post. Finds Michaels. Rejects the ball screen. Kicks to Gavin Kloss. Jab step. Bring it back. Nothing available with Gunderson on him. Spencer Peterson, top of the key. Kloss swings to Omar Colson. Back to Kloss. Michaels, top of the key. Kicks to Spencer Peterson. Tries to get by. Probably got fouled, but nice pass to Stalky. Nice floater there by number 33. And that gets Ellsworth to 34-21. Gunderson brings it back. Gets to the lane. Becker left open again. Hits another three. And Ellsworth turns it over, getting back down the court. All right, subs coming back in the game here after another turnover on Ellsworth. That is 10 turnovers we have unofficially there. But you cannot double off of Grayson Becker at this point. You just can't do it. The way he's shooting the basketball, he's had way too many wide open shots. Let's see what we've got here. Stoppage of play. Mind the referees here. Let's see what we've got. Okay, looks like we've got a jewelry issue here. Andrew Jardine is checked in the game for Ellsworth. So I want to make sure they have that off. 37-21, 16-point lead here for Altoona. And Becker will take it. Let's see. Peterson will pick him up. There's a throwaway and a steal. Colson, ball knocked away, looking for a foul. All right, so no foul call on the play, and Ellsworth will inbound. Omar looking around, is going to get it up there to Parker Peterson. They've got to get George Roll involved. Simple as that. George needs to get some buckets. Nice pass. Shot blocked. Finds Colson. Good look. Shot blocked, though. And now George is going to get called here for a foul. That is George Roll's second. I mean, was it a foul? Probably. I guess the only thing I would say probably is with all that's been going on the court on both ends, to call that, I thought was, I'm not so sure I agree with that. All right, Ellsworth's going to get into a 1-3-1 here, it looks like, into a zone. They find Gunderson, who steps through and finds Michaels for an easy basket. And a 39-21 lead here for Altoona. Jardine looking to try to get around the wing, finds Stoltenberg. Peterson looking to work against Kelbel with nothing there. Swings to Colson. They've got to find a way to get George Roll some baskets. Dribble handoff. Jardine catches, tries to get into the lane, kicks to Peterson. George's got to go to work. He's got one-on-one. He's got to go to work. Shoot right over him. Lost the ball. Jardine does find it. Peterson for three. That looked off. Yep. And it is going to stay here at Ellsworth's. Yep, Ellsworth ball. Ellsworth just searching, looking here for something, as they are really having a rough go of it here right now. Colson going to inbound the ball here, looking for a bucket. Finds Peterson with Michaels on him. Stoltenberg swings to Jardine. Finds Peterson on the wing. That three looks off to the side. Yep. Becker's got the ball on the push. Finds Michaels on the left wing. Why are we leaving him wide open here? All right, Peterson does pick him up. Becker tries to step through. Finds Gunderson for three. That one is off. Colson with the tip. Finds Stoltenberg. He'll pull up for an outside jumper. In and out. And now Altoona's got numbers the other way, as Becker gets in the roll but can't finish. But three guys allow a rebound, and there is a three. Folks, I am an Ellsworth purple and white guy here, but we're just not doing these little things here and giving up, and it is paid because of it. George Roll does hit a three, and Big George is in the scorebook. That last time down the court, three guys were right there for the rebound. Don't get it and give up a wide open three because of it. All right, 36 seconds here. It's 42-24. Altoona with a big lead here, as Ellsworth looking to try to get a stop. Gunderson with another three. That's no good. Ellsworth with a chance for that last shot. George will bring it up. Good cut by Parker Peterson. Nice play, just could not finish. Good play. Here comes Gunderson again. Kicks to Kelbel. There's another three on the way. That is off. 3 seconds. To Stoltenberg. And that will not count, as it was after the buzzer. So we have reached halftime, ladies and gentlemen. It is unfortunately bad news here for the guys in purple and white, as it is 42-24. Altoona has the lead here over Ellsworth at the half. We will be back in a few minutes with some statistics here at the half on We Are Ellsworth. Halftime here at Ellsworth High School on We Are Ellsworth. Not a lot of good news to share for the purple and white here in the first half, as they are down to Altoona 42-24. A rough last about 10 minutes of the half here for Ellsworth, as they struggled to be able to get some points on the board and shoot the ball, and had trouble being able to contain the two-headed monster with Becker and Gunderson in the first half. For Ellsworth here in the first half, they were led by Gavin Kloss. Excuse me, Gavin Kloss had 8 points in the first half. But then nobody else had more than 3. Parker Peterson had a 3-pointer. George Roll had a 3. Spencer Peterson a 3. Jack Stoltenberg a 3. Omar Colson a bucket. And Keegan Stalkey also with a bucket. Altoona, 42 points. 35 of them scored by their 2 big players, Grayson Becker and Owen Gunderson in the first half. Becker had 23 points in the first half alone, including knocking down 6 3-pointers in the first half. Gunderson had 12, Ethan Michaels had 4, and Jacob Kelbel had 3. Unofficially, I've got Ellsworth with 10 turnovers in the first half, and Altoona with 7. So if Ellsworth's going to get back into this game here in the second half, they are going to have to cut down on some of the turnovers for sure, and also find a way here to knock down some three-pointers, which are a big part of their offense. Right now, Altoona is playing that three-point line and forcing Ellsworth to try to get 2-point shots and kind of hit those mid-rangers, which Ellsworth is struggling with. And then they're going to have to cut down on the defensive, or going to have to, improve on their defensive communication, as they definitely like to try to help out on the drives, as they should, but they cannot leave a guy like Grayson Becker wide open to shoot shots from the three-point line. Will he cool off? Hard to say. But he's the one guy you cannot leave wide open. And there was at least 3 or 4 instances in the first half where he was left wide open look from the three-point line. Other guys have got to knock down shots and beat you. And then Ellsworth has got to get their composure and play well here in the second half. You could tell they were getting a little frustrated by some of the, shall we say, non-calls around the basket. Free throw shooting, not much to say here for either team. Not surprisingly, when it's a very guard, perimeter-oriented game with both teams. Ellsworth has only had 2 free throw attempts in the game, and they're 1 for 2. And Altoona has only had 4 free throw attempts, and it's 3 for 4. Altoona in the first half hit a staggering 9 3-pointers in the first half. Ellsworth was not bad either. Ellsworth hit 5 threes in the first half. So they were not exactly shooting poorly from the three-point line either, but with 4 more three-pointers and 10 turnovers, that does cause for some trouble. So Ellsworth's going to start the second half with their game starters, and I'm sure Coach Staley is looking and thinking, we want to cut this under single digits again like we did against Amory, and then kind of go from there. But they are going to have to clean some things up on the defensive end of the court. 42 points in one half is just not going to cut it. So we'll see what they've got here. But they are going to play at it hard, just like they did when they played Amory on Tuesday night and almost came out with the W. It will be, I believe, Altoona ball to start the second half, as Ellsworth come out with the 5 seniors. And Altoona will also, let's see here, come out with their game starters, as we are here on We Are Ellsworth getting ready for a second half of basketball. Yes, they will. Van Vliet, Michaels, Becker, Gower, and Gunderson. Becker will get the ball in bounce. Peterson's going to match up on him. And here we go. Looking high post to Gower with Gunderson coming on the screen. Gets to his left hand, and there's a double. Nice job by the Ellsworth defense there, forcing the turnover to start the first half or the second half. Good job jumping that pass, and it'll be Ellsworth ball. Got to take it here at a few-minute increments, slow but steady. Get back into this one. Ball into George Roll. Faces up on Van Vliet. Colson gets the screen, gets to the lane. Boy, I tell you, I'm not sure why that's not a foul, if I'm being honest with you. That's got to be something. But we play on. Stoltenberg will have Becker. Gets a screen and gets into the lane. Shoots the mid-range jumper, which is long. Omar Colson's going to get the ball. Up the court he comes. Finds George Roll. Shot fake. He's going to spin. Finds Peterson. Gets baseline. Back to George Roll. Takes the three. That is short of the rim. And Altoona out on the run. All right. They find Becker in the corner. Gunderson takes that three, which is off the rim. Becker, though, beats Kloss to the rebound, tries to go up, and we're going to have a foul as Becker beat a couple guys for the rebound. That is going to be George's third foul, so Coach Staley with a decision to make here, and he's going to stick with George Roll here. Becker with a pair of free throws here. First one is off. Second shot for the junior. And that one is good. He now with 24. And Altoona opens to a 19-point lead. Colson picks his dribble up, almost turned it over. Roll gets to the bucket. And George is forcing it a little bit right now. Colson, though, does get a steal and a turnover. Finds Kloss, long three. That is no good. And here comes Altoona. Back up the court. Gunderson does get in the lane, but is cut off. Back to Michaels. Becker on the back cut. Cut off on the baseline. Tries to go up. Gets it to Michaels, though. Gunderson left open. Shot fake. Mid-range jumper. No good. Omar Colson does get the rebound, and we're going to have a foul here on Altoona. Foul's on number 5, I believe, Ethan Michaels. Yep, that's his third. Let's see here. Coach Henricks is not going to sub either, so Ellsworth will bring it up. George Roll's going to bring it up this time. Looking for a screen, gets Peterson, who gets to the elbow, finds Stoltenberg on the screen, and he knocks the three ball down. Good offensive set there for Ellsworth, 43-27. And here comes Gunderson. All right, top of the key with Gower. He's looking on the dribble weave handoff. Becker trying to get him cut off. Gets doubled, finds Gower. And Van Vliet cannot finish. George Roll's got himself a rebound. And he's going to bring it up the court here again, handling the ball. He's going to hand off to Stoltenberg. Going to hit another three. Nope, not that one. Good look there for Jack. Becker does get the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on Stoltenberg there, trying to cut Becker off on the drive. That'll be the second on Stoltenberg, as Kelbel will come in the game here for Altoona. So now Altoona is really small out there. Ellsworth is going to have to adjust. Ball in bounce. Kloss with Gunderson on him. Gower with George Roll. Finds Kelbel, shot fake. Kicks back to Gunderson. Colson with a good recovery there. Tries to get by, can't find him. Oh, they left him open again, and he hit it again. Becker with another three, and it is back to a 19-point lead. Finds George Roll here, mid-range. George has got to go up and shoot that. Exactly. George with a bucket there. He catches that ball 5 feet, 7 feet from the basket. He's got to go up and knock that one down. 46-29, 14 minutes to go. Gunderson picks up on the switch. Gower finds Gunderson with Peterson on him. Becker trying to post Colson up, can't get it into him. Gets another screen and a switch. Becker gets a screen, little hesitation, and gets Kelbel with the ball. Tries to get there, can't find anyone. Becker with the hezi again. Gets to the lane, and we're going to count it and the foul. And that foul is going to be on Gavin Kloss. All right, Spencer Peterson's going to come in the game here for Stoltenberg. Becker with free throw. With this one, he'll have 30 points in the game, and he does. 30 points for the junior. He, again, is outscoring Ellsworth here by himself. But, let's see here. Ellsworth's had some good looks running this set. Roll gets the double. Wide open three for Gavin Kloss. Can't knock it down, though. If they're going to get that double, they're going to have to knock some shots down. Becker back to Gunderson. Playing a little two-man game. Gower with Roll on him. Forces him baseline. Kelbel with a three. That's good. And now Altoona has opened up a 23-point lead here. Peterson to the lane. There's a bucket for the junior. 52-31. Altoona has knocked down 11 threes in this game. A perimeter-oriented team right here. Kelbel with Spencer Peterson on him. Finds Rathburn. Colson got his pocket pick. There's a turnover. Omar. Yep, that's going to count. Oh, we're going to call an offensive foul on Omar Colson. All right. Have to be honest on that one, folks. I thought that was a terrible call. I really did. There was obvious contact on the shot. I just don't agree with that call at all. Would it make a difference in the game? Hard to say, but just not a good call. So, that is going to be turned over off of Altoona. And so Ellsworth will get the ball back. Jacob Michaels is in the game. So is Keegan Stalkey. So there's Spencer Peterson on the screen. Tries to work by Connor on the baseline. Kicks to Gavin Kloss with Kelbel, the freshman, on him. And Ellsworth's going to reset. Kloss trying to get in on the freshman. He's going to lean. And there is going to be a bump and a foul. Gavin Kloss is going to get himself a couple of free throws. All right, Gavin Kloss is going to get himself a couple of free throws here as Ellsworth's trying to chip into this lead, if at all possible here in this one. It might be insurmountable, but let's see what they can do. Kloss has 8 points in the first half. First one is good. Second shot for the senior. That is off and no good. And Gunderson will bring it back up. Jacob Michaels is on him. It is a 20-point lead. Been pretty much an even second half here, but Ellsworth with a big hole to dig out of. And Gavin Kloss is going to get caught there with the reach as Altoona kind of running those continuous screens here. Fifth foul already on Ellsworth here with a lot of game to still be played. Into Becker with Colson on him. Back cut, almost thrown away. Gower looking for someone, finds Gunderson. Becker gets to Spencer Peterson, gets to his left. tries to squeeze between and scores. Another bucket here for Grayson Becker. There is not another person here, folks, in the Middle Border Conference that's as good a player as this guy is, for sure. Colson, nice screen and roll to Stolke. Should have been a foul. There, he got one. All right, Keegan Stolke with a couple free throws here. I don't know that there is a better scorer here than Grayson Becker, right? The difference is against a couple of teams in the Middle Border, Prescott and Osceola, they were lost by a close. You've got to try to contain him a little bit and see if Altoona's other guys can chip in and score here. Only 4 guys have scored here for Altoona, but in this game, it has been more than enough. Stolke with free throw attempt. That one is long. George Roldo with the rebound. Working with the left hand. Stolke rebound. There you go. Good work there inside by the big fellas for Ellsworth. And here comes Altoona back down the court. Finds Connor and Kelbo. A lot of underclassmen out here. We got a whistle. Timeout, Coach Henricks. And everyone will talk this over. All right, as we get going here, folks, upcoming schedule coming up here. Not going to get any easier here for the boys. They have got a rescheduled game here Saturday night against Prescott. So Prescott will be coming to town here Saturday night for a rescheduled game from earlier in the year where we had some weather cancellations. And then the boys will host Middle Border Conference frontrunner Osceola next Tuesday, January 27th. So it is not going to get easier here for the Panthers. The girls and Coach Yeager, they will have a home game here tomorrow night against St. Croix Central. We are being told that game is still going to be on as scheduled, despite the fact that most schools in the area are canceled for tomorrow. We have virtual learning here at the Ellsworth Elementary School tomorrow. So games are going to continue to be a challenge here. They are going to continue to be a challenge for sure. So coming out here, it will be Roll and Stolke, Spencer Peterson, Michaels and Stoltenberg. Altoona will have 4 of their starters, Becker, Gunderson, Gower, Kelbel, and Van Vliet. All right, Ellsworth back in a bit of a zone here again. Becker with the ball. Him and Gunderson both on the same side of that zone here. Got to kind of pick your poison. Right now, you got to come at Becker. You do not want him getting a wide open look at all. Gunderson lost it. There's a turnover. Altoona's been sloppy with the ball in the second half. Stoltenberg, the hesitation. Cannot finish. Good look by Jack Stoltenberg. Just could not finish. Kelbo will take a 3. No good. Van Vliet beats Ellsworth in for the rebound. Becker finds wide open. And there's another 3. It is a 57-34 Altoona lead. Roll, spins baseline, and just threw the ball away. Looking to go baseline to baseline and threw that one away. 57-34. Becker in the second half here has 12 more points to add to his, so he now has 35. And Ellsworth back in the man. Or are they still in zone? Maybe they are. Gunderson tries to get through but can't. Ellsworth on the run. Peterson, 3 is no good. Stoltenberg can't get the rebound. And it is back to Becker. And here comes Gunderson. He's going to hesitate, get in the lane to his left hand, find Kelbo for a 3. That's good. Ellsworth is getting buried by an avalanche of three-pointers here in this game. 60-34 as Altoona is rained down. 13 three-pointers in this game. Jack will try one. That is a good look. Jack Stoltenberg for 3. He has 3 threes in the game. That's a nice-looking shot by number 14. Ups here to Jacob Kelbel, the freshman. Altoona is kind of a two-man scoring machine, and he's chipped in 9. Good pass there, and they find Van Vliet for a bucket. Getting a little easy here for Altoona. 62-37, 25-point lead here for Altoona. Roll, trying to work on Van Vliet. Michaels will go on the screen. Finds Peterson on the right wing. Back to Stoltenberg, who's hit a pair of threes. Michaels looking to get in the lane. Nothing there. Stoltenberg will look left wing into Big George. Looking for cutters. Finds the cutter. Nice pass there to Stolke. Finds Michaels again. And Ellsworth is going to reset. George trying to look for something here and nothing there. Finds Peterson. He's going to get a screen. Tries to get to that left wing, but nothing there. Roll with the long three. That is short and off the rim. But Kelbel's out of bounds here, so it's going to stay with Ellsworth. 8:01 here left to go in the game. 62-37. Altoona with the 25-point lead here. They have outscored Ellsworth by 7 here in the second half. It has been the Grayson Becker show. Colson inbounds to Big George on the left wing. Colson, no, looking for him off that stagger. George is going to work. Get to the fadeaway. Nice cut by Jacob Michaels. Nice pass. Good job by Jacob Michaels working to get open. Good pass by George Roll. Becker back up the court with Colson on him. Blows by. And that is going to be, I believe, the 4th roll on George. Yep. That is the 4th one on George. Becker got to the basket, ran into a bit of a brick wall. All right, ball's in bounds here to Gower. Finds Becker, gets to Michaels, finds Gunderson left wing. That 3 is no good. We got a foul here. Let's see what we got here. We got a foul on Jacob Michaels on the rebound, apparently. It is going to be a bonus free throw here. So apparently on the rebound, they got Jacob Michaels on a hold. Becker's shot, first one is good. Second shot. Not sure what's going on down here. I'm sorry, folks. The referee had something to say to an Ellsworth player who I think was just, you know, talking for Altoona. I'm not sure what the call was about. Now Coach Staley's looking for an explanation here. Look like a couple of friends just generally talking together. And the referee had something to say to them. I'm not sure why, frankly. George Roll's going to get himself a couple of free throws here. George has 5 points here in the game tonight. First shot is short and off the rim. It's been a rough one here for George tonight, but he's going to bounce back and he's going to get after it. Second one here for George. That one is around and out. Good one, just spun in and out. And here comes Altoona back. And we've got a turnover here and a travel on Altoona. 6 turnovers here in the second half on Altoona, but they have a 25-point lead here on Ellsworth and are looking like they are going to be cruising on here unless Ellsworth makes a big run in a hurry. Omar Colson got to the basket. We're going to have a foul and a couple free throws here. Omar's got 2 points here so far in the game. So Ethan Michaels picks up his 4th. Omar Colson has got himself a couple free throws. First one is no good. Omar's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Second one's also no good. Let's see, we got a foul here, I think on Altoona, as George Roll went up for the rebound. So it'll be all right, Connor Gower with the foul. 6 fouls. They were trying to squeeze George Roll, who just went up over them there for the rebound. Omar finds Jack at the top of the key. Inside to George, and he lost it on the dribble. Right idea, just lost it. That ball on the pass hits the rim, but Becker's going to get it back and get himself a layup as he continues to pad in the numbers there for sure. Stoltenberg will take the 3. That is off the rim, and that will go out of bounds to Altoona. Sub coming into the game here for Coach Staley with 6:29 left to go. And ball comes in bounce here to Gunderson with Peterson on him. This game has not been close for a long time here. Let's see what Ellsworth can do here the last 6 minutes. Shot for Becker, in, and another 3. Grayson Becker with over 40 here in the game as he continues his torrid offense. All right, Peterson will pull it back out. Roll will take the 3. That is off the rim, no good. Becker with the rebound. Yep, Becker with 40 points, finds Gower for an easy bucket. And it is now 71-39 as Ellsworth's defensive breakdown is just a little too much here tonight. Jardine wide open for a 3 ball. That's good. Andrew Jardine, nice looking shot there from the senior. 71-42. Gunderson, top of the key. Kelbel on the left wing. Becker with the ball. He's got 40 tonight. Michaels, no, you don't leave him wide open. Oh, free throw line jumper. That's good. And timeout here by Coach Hendricks. It has been a tough one here at the office tonight as the lead has swelled to 31 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell a little bit from the body language here from Ellsworth, it is a tough night here at the office, and it has not gotten any better in the second half. Altoona has been able to expose a few miscommunications on the defensive end here for Ellsworth. Ellsworth, to their credit, not turned the ball over much here in the second half, but Grayson Becker's got 44 points in the game, 44 points. He and Owen Gunderson together have scored 56 points here in this ball game, 56 of the 73 points. And so, yeah, I would agree here. I see a few people in the chat. Grace, you're right. Grayson Becker is a tough player. He probably is the top scorer in the Middle Border Conference. He's averaging 26, 27 points a game. The one thing I will say, though, and I'm sure Ellsworth will say the same thing, if he's going to score a lot of points, you got to make him work for it. And in this game, he has had just way, way too many wide open shots where he can just step into something and knock down a jumper. So if he's going to score 40, you want to make him work for it. But the defensive breakdowns in many cases have led to him knocking down just wide open jump shots. So Omar gets to the lane and turns it over. Here comes Gunderson back the other way. Kelbo for three. Nope. Rebound by Michaels. That is no good. Here comes Omar back up the court with the rebound. I think, in my honest opinion, Omar just needs to look to get a little more aggressive offensively. He's looking to pass a lot. It's good. Just got to look to try to get a little more offense going. Good job by Parker Peterson. Gets to his left hand there and gets a foul. And so he's going to get himself a couple of free throws here. Parker Peterson has 3 points. He has not scored yet in the second half. First shot for Parker Peterson is good. Second shot coming up for the senior, who had a big end of the game against Amory when Ellsworth almost pulled off the comeback. He's got a second one. 73-44. We'll see if Altoona kind of goes into a hold the ball. Ellsworth in a bit of a zone. Gower in the short corner, finds Gunderson, splits the double. Finds Gower again. There's Kelbo with another look for three, and that's good. That is 4 threes for the freshman. And another turnover for Ellsworth. 4 turnovers here for Ellsworth in the second half. 76-44 as we're winding down here to an Altoona W. And they skip the ball to Heinrichs. Finds Gunderson at the elbow. Heinrichs will take a three. That's good. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This has been a rough one here going. Let's see what Ellsworth can do the last 3 minutes, and just not communicating. Not really a good pass there by Omar, trying to skip it all the way the other end of the court. So there will be a turnover. And it looks like Altoona is going to empty the bench, as they are going to move on here to 8-3 and 4-2 in the conference here when this game is over. As Grayson Becker is going to exit the game here, and we can total up. The man hit 9 3-pointers in the game just by himself. 9 threes. So we'll have some final stats for you when the game is over. So, ball is swung to number 15, Brock Stilp, and he hits a three. That makes it 82-44. Loose ball on the floor here. Let's see where that's going. It is going to be Ellsworth ball on that loose ball. Wiley Myers in the game here for Ellsworth, number 1. And let's see here. Ellsworth's going to bring in number 23, Ethan Ladwig, and number 24, Adolfo Mendez. All right, Andrew Jardine will inbound the ball. Adolfo Perez trying to get to the lane, finds Wiley Myers on the right wing, is going to back in. Ladwig swings to Jardine with number 1. There's Connor on him. Jardine chases that pass. We're down to 2.5 minutes left in this one. Mendez gets to the elbow, gets cut off, finds Jardine, gets to the lane. He's got Stolke. There's a good-looking pass. Nice look and a nice pass there by Andrew Jardine. Keegan Stolke has 6. Tuna looks to get it here to number 24, Dylan Michaels. A lot of Michaels in the games here today. And a couple subs coming in here for Ellsworth. Number 10, Gavin Wittenberg. Number 22, Ethan Moe coming in the game here. As we are down to 2 minutes left to go here in this one. As Altoona holds a 36-point lead here, 82-46. Mendez finds Myers. Ladwig on the right corner. Gets a screen, swings to Mendez. And ball is lost on a turnover. And Stilp will go in and score. He's got 5, and it is 84-46. We are down to 1:20 here. Mendez to the lane, no call. And Altoona tried to come back in bounds to get the ball and could not. So it'll be Ellsworth ball here as we're winding down to 1:15 left to go. Just a reminder here, folks, on the schedule, the Ellsworth girls will be here tomorrow night to take on St. Croix Central, and the boys will be back here Saturday night in a makeup game against Prescott. And we will have both of those games on We Are Ellsworth, so make sure to stay tuned. Myers with the ball, finds Ladwig, gets himself in a little trouble, but does find Myers. Swings the ball to Mendez, finds Wittenberg, spins to the left, turnaround Jay, off the side of the rim. And here comes Altoona looking to run. And now they're going to slow it down. Let's see what they do here, if they'll hold it or if they're going to run an offensive set. There's number 24, Dylan Michaels. Why not? Everybody's making threes. Boy, oh boy. The three-point shooting here by Altoona in this game has been absolutely as absurd. Absolutely absurd. We're going to get a total here for you, JV Productions, on the threes here after the game. I'm going to have to count them up, so stay tuned. But the number of three-pointers that are being shot here are amazing. The number of threes, maybe I got a second here, I can count now. So I unofficially have Altoona with 18 three-pointers in the game here, 18 threes. So just by their three-point shooting, they've outscored Ellsworth by 8 in this game. And that is incredible shooting, incredible shooting. So this game is going to wind down here, 19 seconds, Ellsworth to inbound. We're glad you stayed with us, even with a bit of a rough go for the guys in purple and white here tonight. Ball on the wing, Mendez getting hounded there by number 4, Grayson Rathburn. Down to 7 seconds. Ellsworth got to get a shot off here. Mo, back to Mendez Perez. And they don't get a shot off there at the end. That'll do it. The final score here tonight is 87-46. Altoona with a 41-point win here tonight against Ellsworth. We'll give you some stats here in just a minute, so stay tuned. All right, everybody, we are back here at Ellsworth High School gym, A tough contest here tonight for the Ellsworth Panthers. After almost pulling off the comeback against the Amory Warriors Tuesday night, they take a tough one on the chin this evening as the Altoona Railroaders come in here and beat Ellsworth 87-46 is the final score. We have some stats here for you. For the Ellsworth Panthers, Omar Colson had 2 points tonight, was 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Parker Peterson had 5 points. Gavin Kloss was one of the 2 leading scorers today with 9 points for Ellsworth. George Roll had 5 points. Spencer Peterson also chipped in 5 points. Andrew Jardine with 3. Jack Stoltenberg with 9. Jacob Michaels with 2. Keegan Stalkey with 6. Overall, Ellsworth knocked down, I don't know how many attempts they had, but they finished with 8 3-pointers in the game. And from the free throw line, they had some opportunities in the second half, but did not shoot it very well. Was only 3 for 10 in the second half, so overall 4 for 12 for the game. Unofficially, we had Ellsworth with 16 turnovers, so still obviously way too many, but unofficially that is kind of what we had. For the Altoona Railroaders, who put on quite the shooting display here in this ball game. Owen Gunderson, their second leading scorer, who averages 19 points a game, did not even score in the second half. He finished with 12 points. Mr. Grayson Becker, he was the story here of this game. He finished the game with 44 points. That is correct, 44 points, you heard me. I don't know that I have seen many single-game offensive performances quite like what Mr. Becker did, and he definitely does get the billing as the probably best overall offensive player in the Middle Border Conference. He had 44 points, and he made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe 9 3-pointers by himself. 9 3-pointers. Ethan Michaels, the senior, also chipped in 7. Sawyer Van Vliet had a basket. Brock Stilp, in the cleanup time at the end of the game, had 5. Jacob Kelbel, the freshman, came in and provided 4 3-pointers and finished with 12 points. Dylan Michaels with 3, Connor Gower with 2. Unofficially, we had Altoona with 14 turnovers, but they shot from the free throw line 7 for 9 and made an absolutely outstanding, astounding, mind-blowing 18 3-pointers in the game. You know, we just have to think about that just as far as the math goes, that they had made 10 more 3-pointers than Ellsworth, so they had a 30-point advantage in 3-pointers in this game. And 18 3-pointers, 9 of them by Grayson Becker. So Ellsworth will drop to 6-6 overall and 2-3 in the conference. And this was a tough one here tonight for Ellsworth, for sure. Watching this game here tonight, and I'm sure Coach Staley has probably said too, in general, and watching as an outsider, I'm sure Ellsworth would be the first to admit it's got to play better. Got to play better in a lot of different areas. Taking care of the ball, defensively have to play better, and just make sure that they are working hard and giving it their all no matter what, as you could definitely sense some frustration when things started to not go their way and they started to fall behind by a number of points. Lots of good guys, lots of good players, and they will get after it, but they don't have a lot of time to waste. They're going to have to flush this one, put it off to the side, because Prescott is coming in here Saturday night, and a big-time opportunity for Ellsworth to get themselves a win and to just get right back on the right path here as they continue through what is a very, very tough Middle Border Conference. So, wish we had some better news here for you tonight, but unfortunately Ellsworth will go down to defeat. Altoona moves to 8-3 and 4-2 in the conference, and they are a tough, tough team to match up against. If Altoona can find ways to knock off against Prescott and Osceola, they might be the favorite, because they certainly look like they have the best player in the Middle Border Conference right now. And he is going to be a tough one to stop no matter what. We appreciate you being here tonight on the stream. The plan is, as of right now, that we will be broadcasting the girls' basketball game tomorrow night, as Coach Yeager and the girls will be taking on St. Croix Central tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. And we will come on and stream when the girls' JV game gets kind of wrapped up and finished. All right. So we'll hope for some good news here when it comes tomorrow, and then the boys will be here Saturday night against Prescott. And so we'll have both of those games here for you. So, guys and ladies and gentlemen, everybody that was in here on the game tonight, we appreciate you being with us. I am Jeff Farndorf. Thank you for joining us this evening.